is love bombing, narcissistic, narcissism, narcissist, narcissists. That's what I want to talk about, so stay tuned. Love bombing is commonly associated with narcissism, Much like grooming, love bombing is their way of making you feel so good. Constant communication, texting, calling, constantly asking the same questions. What are you up to? So much focus on you. Everything can't stop. Makes you feel so good. Puts you on a pedestal. Then once you have been caught up in the love bombing, they start to devalue you, putting you down, making you feel worthless, knocking your self-esteem, devaluing you, putting you down, some breadcrumbing in between. At first, you love the attention. But if you don't reply to their message, they don't know what you're doing. And this is how they learn your routine, expressing their feelings so quickly, saying that you are the most beautiful woman or man. Then they begin to isolate you, start throwing their opinion. Personality disorder, NPD, where they think that they're superior, above the rest. They're full of fear, really, and will be projecting it onto you. A love bomber's actions: idolized, controlling, and bordering on purely selfish. What is gaslighting and love bombing? I went back to Google for this. Your partner might make you feel as if you did something wrong when you know you haven't. Gaslighting. Narcissistic people throw love bombs. Use this tool to make you feel guilty or confused. They'll make you believe that you are responsible for their poor boundaries or behaviours. Sweep you off your feet. Bad-mouthing their exes. That's another red flag. You need to pay attention to these red flags because you don't realise they're red flags. So the more you discover who you really are, and the more you discover what you're not, and all the different aspects about yourself, is so important. Someone who breadcrumbs wants to flirt and spend time with someone else, but struggles with commitment. They don't necessarily know how the relationship. Gaslighting is an intentional attempt to distort someone's perception of an event or a situation. These are some gaslighting phases. Found these ones on Google. I did that because I was trying to help you. That's not what happened. You're crazy. This is why you don't have friends. This is your own fault. That is hardly important. That's not what I meant. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't mean it. You will lose your sense of self. Once the love bombing has ended, narcissists will then begin the devaluation phase. Devaluation phase. Devaluation phase. Which is often characterized as abusive, manipulative, evaluating, degrading, confusing, dehumanizing. Narcissists will then begin the devaluation phase. This affects your sense of self and your self-esteem. Soon as you know that this is a toxic relationship, if there's any drugs or alcohol involved, that is toxic. So, we are who we see, and that this person is really into you and not just love bombing you just so they could just sleep next to you, or just so they could just have a cuddle with you. They could be obsessed with you. It feels like it, especially when they can't stop messaging you. You're like, oh my God, why do they keep messaging me? And then later they question it. Well, who was you talking to and what was you doing at that moment? Like, you can remember. You can't remember that. This person is really into you and not just love bombing you. They could just sleep next to you, or just so they could just have a cuddle with you. They could be obsessed with you. It feels like it, especially when they can't stop messaging you. You're like, oh my God, why do they keep messaging me? And then later they question it. Well, who was you talking to and what was you doing at that moment? Like, you can remember. You can't remember that. So I googled narcissism, and this is what I got. Excessive interest in or admiration of oneself as one physical appearance, similar to the words vanity, self-love, psychology, self-centeredness, arising from failure to distinguish the self from external objects, either in very young babies or as a feature of mental disorder. So then I googled, what is one question to identify a narcissist? To what extent do you agree with this statement? I am a narcissist. Note the word vain. Word no. They don't like that word. So, narcissism. Excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and one's appearance. Another word, and it's conceit. I'm spelling it on the screen. Conceit. It's excessive pride in oneself. Egotism, which is ego-tism, is the fact of being conceited or absorbed in oneself. In this arrogant and egotism, he underestimated Jill. Self-adulation, self-obsession, self-interest, egomania. And lastly, if you are in trouble, if you're even just unsure about this, go and look it up. Go to a library, use their computers. Nothing can get traced that way, apart from your email. Get a different email that your partner doesn't know and use that. To really know that you need to block this person, completely block them out of your life. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But it will get easier. The more you work on yourself, the more you understand who you are and why you're here and what your purpose is in this world. We all have an underlying purpose. It's just whether or not you find it. You came here to wake up to that. Find it. Go deep into yourself. I want everybody that does dive deep into their selves to like my video, because if you don't dive deep into yourself and you don't know who you are, you're never really going to get on further in this world, because you're going to go round and round in circles, and the same thing's going to keep happening to you until you say, right, no more. I'm not doing it anymore. That's what I said. I'm not doing this anymore. I had enough. That's when you know it's time to stop. You're worth so much more. Remember this. It's true. Right now, you don't even know what you're thinking. So just trust my words. I've been through it. It's been hard. I lived in a women's refuge, which is a women's safe house, for about 5.5 months, and that really changed everything for me. Yeah, my life changed. My life changed from the moment I got out of there. It was when my story really started. I hope that if you're going through this, that you find that strength inside you that you do have to get out of this. You're worth it. You know you are. You just don't feel it at the moment, but you will. Trust me, you will. But you need to be alone as much as possible. Have massages. Do nice things for yourself. Make sure you get plenty of vitamin D. When the sun's out, go out there and watch it. If any of these have jumped out at you and you feel that you didn't realise any of this until now, as soon as you know that this is a toxic relationship, if there's any drugs or alcohol involved, that is toxic. Please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you like this. Thanks for listening. Love, light, and peace.